ear. The ear is the organ that enables hearing and in mammals. Means ear is the organ that enables the hearing. It is very important role in hearing, okay, in the mammals. And balance. Balance means to maintain the equilibrium of our body. Okay. The ear is usually described having three parts. The ear is divided into three parts. First one is the outer ear, middle ear and the inner ear. It is also outer ear also known as external ear. External, it is green color is there, that is the external ear. This is the in blue color, that is the middle ear. This is internal ear is the orange color. Okay, you see the diagram of internal ear. Okay, next go for the first one is the outer ear. What is outer ear? Outer ear or external ear, same, both are same. Outer ear and external ear both are same. This is the external ear. It consists of the following organs. The outer ear consisting of the following organs. The first one is the pinna. It is the pinna. You see the diagram of pinna. It is a oval funnel shaped organ. It is made up of a elastic cartilage. This is ear pinna is the pinna is there na. That is, it is oval shape. Oval funnel shape. It is funnel, like funnel. You in the lab funnel. You like the, this is a funnel in shape. Funnel shaped organ. Okay. It is made up of the elastic cartilage. It is pinna containing a elastic cartilage. Okay. The pinna, the function of the pinna is the, it collects sound waves. It collects sound waves. It collects sound wave from the atmosphere to the auditory canal. Okay. Next, second one is the external auditory canal. External auditory canal, it is also called as a tube-like structure. This is external auditory canal, a tube-like structure containing hairs. Here inside of the external auditory canal containing hairs. Okay, these hairs and wax glands. These hairs, they will observe the sound. Okay, the intensity of the sound they will observe, and wax glands. These wax glands will prevent the entry of any mosquitoes or any type of the mosquito like any type of, they are not enter into the wax gland. It is used as a antibacterial activity. Okay, the microorganisms cannot enter in your auditory canal. Okay, what is means the wax containing a antibacterial activity. Next, it contains the external auditory canal. It contains a tympanic membrane. Okay, that is tympanic membrane is also called as eardrum. Okay, it is also called as eardrum. A thin oval membranous structure. It is thin oval membranous structure. It is made up of a connective tissue. The eardrum is the it is also called as tympanic membrane. A thin oval membranous structure. It is membranous. Okay, you see the diagram. It is membrane. Okay, membrane is like a membrane, thin membrane. Okay, it is made up of a connective tissue. Next one is the middle ear. You see the diagram of middle ear. Okay, it is consist of a tympanic cavity. This is the middle ear. Okay, this is the middle ear of you see the diagram. This is middle ear. The middle ear, the tympanic. This is the tympanic cavity. This tympanic cavity is connected to the eustachian tube. The tympanic cavity connected to the it is connected with nasopharynx by a passage called as a eustachian tube. Means the tympanic cavity, the continuation of the tympanic cavity, it is connected to the nasopharynx. Okay, nasopharynx by the passage called as that passage is known as eustachian tube. Okay, eustachian tube. Next, it controls the air pressure. This is controls the air pressure of the cavity, thus protects the tympanic membrane. It is eustachian tube is the to control the air pressure. The air pressure of the cavity thus protects the tympanic membrane or eardrum. Next, the inner wall of the tympanic membrane tympanic cavity contains two apertures. That is, the upper aperture is called as fenestra ovula. Next, lower it is called as fenestra rotundum. It is also known as the fenestra ovula is known as a oval window. This is fenestra rotundum is a round window. It is also same word. The oval window and round window, fenestra ovula and fenestra rotundum, both are same. Okay. Next, in the middle ear, there are three types of ear ossicles are present in the middle ear. There are three types of ear ossicles. The ossicles means it is containing a bone. Okay, it is containing a bone. First one is the malleus. This is the malleus. Okay, the malleus, it is the outer hammer shape. It is like a hammer. Okay, it is like a hammer. You see the diagram of malleus. It is outer hammer shaped. It is attached to the tympanic membrane. It is attached to the tympanic membrane or eardrum. You see the diagram. You will have to connect it between the eardrum and malleus. Okay, connecting the eardrum and malleus. It is one of the hammer shaped bone. Okay, next, second one is incus. You see the diagram of incus. This is the incus. Okay, this is the incus. The incus, one end is connected. In incus, one end is connected to malleus. Another end is connected to the stapes. One end, you see the diagram. The one end incus, one end connected to the malleus. Another end is connected to the stapes. This is the stapes. This is the okay. Next, stapes, it is fit into the oval window. The stapes is the fit into the, this is the oval window, fit into the oval window. Okay. Next one is the internal ear. Okay, internal ear, it is also known as labyrinth. It is also known as labyrinth. Okay, the labyrinth, the membranous labyrinth and bony. There are two types of labyrinths here in the internal ear. The first one is the membrane labyrinth. It is membrane-like structure. Next, bony labyrinth is one type of the bony cavity. Okay, next, membranous labyrinth is surrounded by bony labyrinth. Means the membrane labyrinth is covered by the bony labyrinth. Both are separated. Means both are separated by the perilymphatic. This is bony labyrinth. It is membrane labyrinth. Membrane labyrinth, bony labyrinth, surrounded by the bony labyrinth. Okay, this surrounded by this bony labyrinth. Okay. Next, both are separated by perilymphatic space. Both are separated by the, this is the area is there na. This is area is the perilymphatic space, which is filled with, in the perilymphatic area, which is filled with the perilymph. Okay, perilymph, that is perilymph, filled with the perilymphatic space. The membrane labyrinth is filled with the fluid. The membrane labyrinth is filled with the fluid, that is called as endolymph. Endolymph is filled with the membrane labyrinth. Okay. Next, the labyrinth is structurally made up of three parts. The labyrinth or internal ear structurally made up of three parts. First one is the vestibule. Second one is the semicircular canal. First one is the vestibule. Second one is the semicircular canal. Third one is the cochlea. Next, first one is the vestibule. The vestibule, it is a central portion of the bony labyrinth. Vestibule, it is a, you see the diagram, it is animated diagram. Okay, you see the vestibule. This is the vestibule. Okay, the vestibule, the central portion of the bony labyrinth, it consists of a sac-like. Structure called as article and sacula. You see the diagram. This is article and sacula. This is the vestibules too. Okay. These are the sac-like structure. Okay. Next, second one is the semicircular canal. Semicircular canal, there are 3 semicircular canals. Okay. First one is the anterior, posterior and horizontal. There are 3 types of semicircular canals. These are, first one is anterior. You see the anterior position of the anterior position. Next one, second one is the posterior. Next, this is the horizontal canal. Okay. The each canal arranged at a right angle to the each other. Okay. Each canal has enlarged structure. Each canal's end, the end portion is the enlarged. These are or enlarged. Okay. These are the enlarged structure called as ampulla. This enlarged structure is called as a ampulla. Each ampulla consists of sensory structures. Each ampulla consists of a sensory structure called as a crista ampullaris. Crista ampullaris, which helps in the maintenance of the equilibrium. Okay. In the vestibule, semicircular canal, these are the part of the internal ear. Okay. Next one of the third one is the cochlea. The cochlea, it is structure like you see the cochlea. Okay, you see the cochlea, this is like snail, is structure of snail. Okay, you know the snail, ಬಸವನ ಹುಳ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಸವನ ಹುಳ ತರನೇ ಇದು ಮುಂದೆ ಇದು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಶಂಕ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. That is the like structure. That's why the cochlea is it is long delicate coiled tube. It is long delicate coiled tube enclosures into the cochlear canal. The cochlear duct with cochlear canal are collectively referred as cochlea. Means the cochlear duct. Okay, you see the cochlear duct and cochlear canal are collectively referred as cochlea. The cochlea has 3 chambers. The cochlea containing has, you see the structure of this is transverse section of the cochlea. Okay, you see the diagram of this cochlea, it transferred into the transverse section. This is okay. The cochlea has 3 chambers. First one is scala vestibule. You see the diagram, the upper layer of this is scala vestibule. Next, scala media, it is the middle chamber. This is the middle chamber of the scala media. Next, third one is the scala tympani. This is the lower chamber of the scala tympani. The middle chamber is filled with the endolymph. This is the fluid filled with the endolymph. The floor of the scala media is called as a base layer membrane. Okay, you see the diagram. This is the base layer membrane. Okay, this base layer membrane contains the organ of Corti. The scala media is called as a base layer membrane which bears organ of Corti. This is you see the diagram. This is the organ of Corti. This is the base layer. After this is the organ of Corti. Okay, organ of Corti. Okay, next, scala vestibule and scala tympani are filled with the perilymph. They are joined to each other by helicotrema. Helicotrema means the vestibule. This vestibule and scala tympani, both vestibule and scala tympani is joined to each other by helicotrema. Okay. Next, fourth one is the organ of Corti. What is organ of Corti? You see the diagram of organ of Corti, which consists of a receptor cells. Means the organ Corti containing consists of a receptor cells, helps in the transmission of sound. The organ of Corti, it is help to it is main function of the organ of Corti that consists of the receptor cells. Is organ of Corti containing a receptor cells. That cells helps to the transmission of the sound. That cells helpful to the transmission of the sound to the brain. Okay, this is very important function. Okay, this is very important function. The organ of Corti, which consists of the receptor cells, which helps to the transmission of the sound waves or sound to the brain. Next one is the hearing mechanism. It is very important for your examinations also. Okay, the many times they will ask for these questions. Okay, the mechanism of hearing. What is the mechanism of hearing? Sometimes they will ask the physiology of hearing. Okay, you see the diagram. It is animated diagram. Okay, first one is the sound waves. Sound waves that reaches the ear and directly by external pinna. Okay, in the external pinna it is the external ear. That external ear sound waves that reaches to the ear into directed by the external pinna into the auditory canal to streak the eardrum. Means sound waves they will streak. It is a layer, thin layer that is eardrum. That the sound waves the streak the eardrum, that is also called as a tympanic membrane. Okay, tympanic membrane, they will streak the sound waves. Okay, you see the diagram, the how to streak the sound waves. This is the this is the tympanic membrane, the sound waves. Okay, these are the three bones. Okay, malleus, stipes and incus. Okay, here when the sound wave streaks the eardrum, then it vibrates. That you see the animated structure, that is the vibrates. Vibration takes place here. Okay, it is the vibration that vibrates. It further causes series of vibrations. Once they will eardrum vibrates and series of vibrations. Three bones are vibrates again. Okay, three series of vibrations to the three tiny bones like malleus, incus and stapes. These three bones are once again they will series of vibration takes place. Okay, these three bones which are present in the middle ear. Next the vibrations transmit to the inner ear. These vibrations is transmitted to the inner ear. You see the diagram of animated diagram, how the process occurs in the our ear. Okay, that is, this is inner ear. This inner ear or internal ear, that sound waves is converted into the electrical signal. Okay, here inner ear, the sound waves is connected into electrical energy or electrical signals. Okay, these vibrate transmit to the inner ear, and that is inner ear, that is called as a cochlea. This cochlea. Okay, this cochlea, the in the lined with sensitive hair. This you see the diagram here animated. It is sound waves. Okay, which sensitive hairs which trigger the generation of nerve impulses here in the cochlea. The lined sensitive hairs in the cochlea that trigger the generation of nerve impulses which are carried by eighth cranial nerve. Okay, that to the brain. Okay, in the brain, the cerebral cortex. Okay, in the part of cerebral cortex, the 8 cranial nerves to the cerebral cortex. Hello, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? Hello,
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Okay, the cerebral cortex. That brain determines the sense of the sound. That brain, in the inner ear, they will sound wave is converted into electrical signal. Okay, that electrical signal to pump with the help of 8th cranial nerve. With the help of 8th cranial nerve to transmit the signal to the brain. Okay. Next mechanism, equilibrium mechanism. It is equilibrium mechanism or maintenance of the balance. Okay. There are two types of equilibrium or maintenance of balance. First one is the dynamic equilibrium. Second one is the static equilibrium. In the dynamic equilibrium, okay, the ear inner tympanic membrane. Okay, the endolymph containing a fluid. That fluid, the movement of the head causes widening of hairs of the cristae. Okay, widening of the hairs. You see the widening of the hairs cristae. The flow the endolymph to generate the electrical impulses to head. You move the right and left, that cause the movement of the endolymph, okay, to generate the electrical impulses which is carried to the brain by the 8th cranial nerve. With the help of 8th cranial nerve, they will generate the electrical energy. Okay, that electrical energy is passed through the 8th cranial nerve. That is one of the dynamic equilibrium. The second one is the static equilibrium. Static equilibrium, it is controlled by the maculae. Okay, it is controlled by the maculae. Change of head for body respect to the gravity, means the body respective the gravity will move to the right and left side. That causes the head, the respect to the gravity, the gravitational force, the opposite to the gravitational force, that causes the definition of macula. This causes the initiation of the electrical impulses. Okay, these are the two important equilibrium or maintenance of the balance. Okay, these balance will maintain the body. Okay, this is the important. Okay, next.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, any doubts?
ಮೆಕ್ಯುಲೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ?
The macula ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is the one of the ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನರು ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಯುಲೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಯುಲೆ ಇನ್ ಇಯರ್. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ದು ಐ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಅದ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಐ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಯುಲೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಯುಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಐ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಅದು ಏನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ next another one important organ is the eye. Okay, the eye is the one of the organ that visual system situated in the orbital cavity. That is, orbital cavity means in the head, that is the two holes of the cavity, that is the orbital cavity, which controlled by the optic nerve. They provide human with vision, the ability to receive the process visual details. Visual detail means they will see in your vision that ability to receive the process visual detail, as well as enabling several photos. And you see any faces, that is the photo, they enabling the several photo response functions that are independent of vision. Okay, eye detect the light. Okay, the eye detect the light and convert it into the electrochemical impulses in the neurons. Okay, these are the accessory structures of the eye. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಐ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. We will take a next class. Okay, next another one class of the eye. Okay, these points, accessory structure of the eye, ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. Stop the topic. Okay, the accessory structure of the eye, the accessory structure that protects the lubricate and move the eyeball. Okay, this accessory structure, that eye, the accessory structure, they will protect the lubricating. Anytime you will movement the eye or closing your eyelid. Okay, that is what happens, that will protect the lubricating to the eye and move the eye. They includes that there are type of eye pods. Okay, first one is the eyebrow, second one is the eyelid, third one is the conjunctiva, fourth one is the lacrimal apparatus. Next, extrinsic eye muscles. You see the diagram of the eye. Okay, this is the lacrimal gland. Okay, lacrimal gland duct, this is the duct of the lacrimal gland. What is lacrimal glands? What is the lacrimal glands means? The lacrimal gland containing a tear. In the gland contain, the tear will be accumulated in this area or secretion of this area. Okay, that is the lacrimal glands. Next, eyebrows. You see the eyebrow, you know the eyebrow. Okay, the eyebrow, conjunctiva. This is the conjunctiva. This is the eyelid. Okay, inferior lacrimal canal is lacrimal duct. This is situated on this area. Okay, next lacrimal apparatus, next extrinsic eye muscles. Okay, this eye topic will next class will be continued. Okay,